Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 6. The British astronaut Tim Peake has made history this evening as he docked at the International Space Station. The 43-year-old former Army pilot is the first publicly funded British astronaut. The Soyuz capsule carrying him and two other astronauts from Russia and America arrived at the space station half an hour ago after a 6.5-hour journey from Earth. And this is the Soyuz as it approached the ISS a short time ago. It docked a little later than expected after a tense and rather tricky approach. Well, let's join our science correspondent, Palab Ghosh, who's in Kazakhstan, from where Tim Peake blasted off this morning. Palab. Tim Peake has a very busy 6 months ahead of him. While in orbit, he will be conducting experiments and working on projects designed to draw more young people into science. Here's our science editor, David Shukman. This morning, to watch Tim Peake blast off into space, people gathered at the Science Museum in London and also at a school in Sussex, in the village where the British astronaut grew up. And Duncan Kennedy was with the school children watching liftoff. Duncan. The birth rate in England is rising so rapidly that almost 1 million places for secondary school pupils will have to be created over the next decade. Councils are considering creating supersized schools that take up to 3,000 pupils to accommodate the growing demand. Primary schools will also need to expand, as our education editor Bramwyn Jeffries reports. Now, it's probably the most hotly anticipated film of this century, and last night the latest Star Wars, The Force Awakens, had its world premiere in Los Angeles. Disney has paid more than $4 billion for the film rights, so will the film's global power prove to be a price worth paying? Our entertainment correspondent Lisa Mazimba reports.